I'm Ali.
And I'm Skylar.
And today I'm going to teach a little bit of history to my sister. Today we're going to talk about the Great Depression, what caused it, and what's it about. And after this, I'm going to talk to my little sister about the stuff we just learned, and I'm going to ask her a few questions about it as well. Let's start. So, the Great Depression happened during 1929 to 1939. It was a severe global economic downturn that influenced a lot of countries globally. To understand what caused the Great Depression, you have to understand the 1929. Well, to be honest, no one is exactly sure what caused it. It's very vivid. We don't know yet. But if we understand the Roaring 20s, you might have a little guess of what actually caused it. You can actually read history. After World War I, America faced economic prosperity they never faced before. So basically, everybody's rich. Everyone can enjoy culture or art or anything else they can have, such as cars or electricity. One of the famous cars that were supplied during the 1920s is Model T. Do you know this car, Mine?
It's the first people car that's super old. Yes.
Yes. This special car, through this example of this car, we can see what happened in America during the 1920s. For instance, this car was produced every 22 minutes. So every 2 minutes, we get one car. So after this was supplied, basically everyone could have an automobile they could ride. But to make this happen, they had to fire workers and use conveyor belts instead, which quickened the production of these cars. So we can see workers had less power and had less voices than they did before or they have now. So they don't have much power. So through this, after this, now we're gonna see what actually happened during the Great Depression. So, 1929. It started in 1929. And we're going to see a little graph about the New York stocks that happened during that period. It went high. It was all good. Then down. Down it went. Then it caused up again and just continuation. So this was 1929. Everyone expected stocks to go higher. Everyone. But instead, it went down. It went very bad. So it happened 6 times. So everyone expected that this could be the lowest, this could be the lowest, until it went keep down, down, down. So basically, let's see what happened. In August 23rd, it was Wednesday, and suddenly people start selling the parts of the stocks they owned. Do you know why, Nina?
Because it keeps getting lower, maybe.
Yes. The sharp decline of stock prices caused people to sell the stocks they owned, causing stocks to get even more lower. Nobody was willing to buy the stocks they stole, so basically it can't go up again. And they had to lose all the money they owned or they sponsored, I don't know, everyone's now poor. So after this day, on October 24th, we call it the Black Thursday, because this day, 13 million shares of stocks were sold, but nobody bought them. So that is what we call the Great Depression. Do you get the concept of this, Mira?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and that's good. What do you think would have happened after this giant stock crash?
people would have starved.
Well, that's one way to see it.
Yeah.
So basically, no one exactly had the rightful solution for this problem. The government didn't have it, the economics couldn't even find the exact reason what caused it, and the president wasn't very helpful either. He ensured his people, the Americans, that everything was going to be fine, but it wasn't. During summer of 1930s, America heightened its tariff walls. Do you know what this is?
I have zero idea.
This is the tax we put on foreign products that come to our country. It's taxation. So this A product was made in an A country, but my country is B. But to protect the economics of my country, you can't allow cheaper A products to come and invade our economy. So basically, we put extra tax onto these products to protect our own companies. Do you get it? So if these are higher, it means you're trying to protect yours. So this is not so good for a global economy, okay? So basically, no one is trying to buy the other country's products. So we can't trade. And if we can't trade, things don't work out that very well. So this is what we call protection trade. Trying to protect ours. So this is basically the entire world was doing this, not only America. Let's see what happened in other European countries during that time. In 1931, Austria in Europe, banks were shutting down. In England, they abandoned the gold standards. Do you know what gold standards are, Mira?
I'm not exactly sure, but is it like the price you sell gold or buy gold for the average?
Well, that was a close guess. Not close, but that was a nice guess. In 1932, the American presidential election began, the election of 1932. So this is where the famous President Roosevelt comes out. So the former president, Hoover, and Roosevelt, they had pretty opposite solutions for this depression. Hoover suggested that we continue with what we were doing, protection trades, or the government shouldn't interfere with the market. Instead, Roosevelt suggested a New Deal. Like a totally new way, or something more different from the one they had before. Like a new approach to this economic problem. Considering that the former plan didn't exactly work out during the early 1930s, people weren't very trusting in Hoover. So Roosevelt won the election. To be honest, the New Deal is too famous. It's very, very famous, so I want to know if you know it or not. Do you know it?
I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. You should.
I'm guessing I should.
So, the New Deal. What do you feel about this word in New Deal?
Changing.
Yeah. So, I mentioned earlier that the Americans were putting extra taxation to other countries' products, right?
Yes.
Roosevelt was against that. He suggested that we should lower the tax, lower the walls, so they can have more trading, so we can have another way out of this global disaster. It's pretty hard from here, so I want to ask you before we start the New Deal, what you think about the Great Depression.
I think it's very interesting, especially that even now nobody knows the exact reason for why it happened, and also that's pretty cool that we found a way out of that situation, although it's completely new.
Yeah, I think that was interesting. I liked your review on the Great Depression. Thank you for listening intently. Hello, do you like our little video about the Great Depression? Well, I'm not pretty sure if I did well. I probably made some mistakes of historic facts. I'm sorry about that. I'm just a student. I'm not very professional about this, but hope you enjoyed it, and let's hear from my sister.
I'm not sure how you guys thought of it, but I thought it was very interesting, and I took a lot of notes. I hope you guys took notes, because next time we're going to come back about the Great Depression, but more about the New Deal she was mentioning right before the video ended.
Yes, so in the next video, I hope we'll be able to deal about the New Deal, and I promise I'll improve next time. Okay, thank you and goodbye!